Hey YouTube, I'm just making a quick video about how I was able to make the Boss Loop Station RC-500 basically into a sampler. Obviously it's a loop pedal. Most people use it as that, but it can be a very effective like live tool for we'll say like samples activated in real time. You have complete manual control of it. It's something I was really into, like a lot of bands run like bass drops, samples, whether it be um audio from like a movie or just like a sound effect going in the song. It's always a cool live element. A lot of bands program it automatically to MIDI. Other bands, maybe the drummer's in control of it with like some sort of pad, but I always like being in control of it as a guitarist. And I just want to show you how I was able to get the most out of this pedal in that regard. So I'm going to try to remember all the functions I have to change to the best of my ability, so just bear with me. And also the screen lit up is hard to see sometimes at certain angles, so I'll try to capture that. So what I was able to do is basically make the stop button a bank down button and the track select button a bank up button, with the record and play button solely to activate the sample and stop it on the spot so that it would, when it would be played again, it would be repeated from the beginning of the sample. So, I guess default settings is this pedal comes as a looper. You hit record, you could do overdubs, this would stop it, and this would change tracks based on like certain things you would save in the pedal. But in order to change it to the way I wanted to utilize it, it's entirely possible where I was able to use this basically as the sample activate, and then these buttons as bank down, bank up. So I would do like bass drops, I would do different like things taken from movies, whether it be like a monologue or um, some sort of experimental atmospheric thing where it's rain or wind or things of that nature. So the best way to understand that is you have to change several settings in order to get this going. Um, Probably one of the first settings is I'll demonstrate it first. So do not go gently. I took that quote from it's that Interstellar movie where Michael Caine's like, "Do not go gently into that good night." A band of mine started a set like that. It was very epic, you know. So you hit the activate button.
Do not go into that good night.
Yeah.
All day you chase your
So I'm gonna stop it. So and then I was able to bank up per song. So see how I was able to do not go gentle. Um, that one's a bass drop. So let's play it real quick. I'm playing through a rolling cube right now, so it's not gonna capture the full subs, but it's just a demonstration. Other thing, wind. It was just like a wind effect. Like this is just stuff I would play in between songs, basically. Whispers I would play during a song, during like an ambient part. So this like unlocked the whole thing for me. Shotgun maybe during like a very like a heavy part. You'd hit that like instead of a bass drop, it'd be like an explosion type of thing. So I would program certain things into the set. TikTok, maybe like a clock ticking. Yeah. So bells. So you get the gist. This would make your live performance pretty interesting, as I would like kind of hit this one button throughout certain songs to activate certain sound effects, and then as the songs would go on and I'd need to get the things, I would basically this would become my down, this would become my up to the next sample. Um, but in order to do that, you have to do a few things. So one of the most important things is memory and scrolling to. Sorry if it's hard to see. Control. So memory, control, enter. Now this brings you through your foot switch functions. This is like one of the most important parts to set, so you could activate it this way. So basically this PDL1 basically means this first foot switch, and that abbreviation, if you reference the manual, it's even clearer. It's basically means P and S, play and stop. So to play the sample, you click it. To stop it, you click it again. Okay. Um, PDL2 is the next one, the stop button. Right now I have it set to memory, and that's an abbreviation for descending. So memory descending. So it's a bank down button, essentially. So that the next option, this one, track select, which is the third one, PDL3 function, you set to memory INC, which is basically memory increase. So think about bank down, bank up, play sample, stop sample. So easy enough. The other thing I would have to do that's pretty important is its memory. Then you go to play. So memory play. And then this where it says single change immediate. and I realized I had to make that setting happen because the alternative is, yeah, loop end. So immediate means when you hit this button, immediately plays a sample and ends at the end of the sample. And if you don't do this, it will repeat that sample. So I believe that was another feature I had to change. But effectively, I think those were the only steps I had to take, managing, the appropriate volume knob for front of house so you don't overload them, and also uploading samples. Basically, you'd use like a USB cable, download the software. I think it only took WAV files, and so whatever you would use, transform into a WAV file and transfer it through the software. And that was just basically, I mean, this was just a overkill bass drop pedal that I would use for extended noise sequences in between songs. It's always cool to have those features. It's a very professional thing to do, I feel, in this day and age. And relying on your Pro Tools laptop session, I feel like as much programming and MIDI that it takes, I feel like it's a novice feature when it comes to performing. Because it's just always going to be more effective when you're running things on your own, always. But yeah, that's just my opinion. I'm probably going to factory reset this thing now. Just making this video to remind myself. Currently not using this unit as much anymore. And if I ever need again, I'd probably just get it again or find an alternative means to run samples in a manual way, which I prefer. So hope this helps anyone out that's kind of interested in this. I've looked at other videos before that kind of showed how to activate this feature, but not to this extent.